We've been at war for a quarter of a century. In this town, we can't ever fight for you, the American people, to actually secure you with a secure border, with secure communities, and with an economy that isn't blown to hell by irresponsible government spending. And you want to know why? In the false name of defense, in the false name of securing this country, because the defense world tells me every year, if I don't vote for one of these bloated spending bills, we won't get a new submarine. We won't get a new carrier. What the hell are we trying to defend? What is left of the United States to defend? A school where I can't send my child to pray to God without spending $20,000 a year on top of the taxes I pay? A school that my friend sends her sixth grader to with a trans music teacher asking her kid to do some dance in class? Yes, true story. Is that what we're defending with carriers and missiles and endless wars? Are we defending a country where Jocelyn Nungare gets raped and murdered? Or Rachel Marin gets raped and murdered because we release migrants into the streets of America? Dangerous people? There have been multiple since I literally released this report last week. Almost 50-page report, or 40-page report. Put it out last week. I can't even keep up with the news stories since we put it out. In Virginia, just 30 miles from here, a teenage girl was abducted by a Peruvian illegal immigrant, arrested, who had been released into the interior by this administration. A Palestinian migrant accused of beating a Jewish New York man, released into America because he claimed he wouldn't be safe. We had two of the people in Aurora, Colorado, where I said I went to, that were apprehended by ICE after they'd been released into the country, arrested, released on bond because we can't detain them because our entire policies have been turned on their head. We sit here in September and we have this grand debate about whether we're going to do a continuing resolution for 75 days or 6 months or a year. Will we include the SAVE Act to ensure that American citizens vote? Heaven forbid that we stand up and say only American citizens should vote in American elections. It's an 80% issue. We have legislation that would fix it. We had a hearing yesterday in which secretaries of state, experts on the matter, all acknowledged you need the law to guarantee that only American citizens vote in American elections. So now we're having a debate about that. What can we put forward on the floor? With all due respect, some of my conservative colleagues, they gag on a gnat. I can't support a CR because 12 appropriations bills must be passed. Okay. 5 have been passed. Now what? We actually have to figure out how to proceed. I think maybe we could just fund government for a few months and try to make sure elections are secure. Or let's pick a different fight. But why don't we actually stand up and do something to make this country better? And if we do get a CR to December, and if Republicans do win the elections in November, what the hell are we going to do with it? Will we fight? I'd like to go to the American people over the next 60 days and say, yes, we're going to fight, and you can believe us this time. That Republicans will be bold enough to do what our Democratic colleagues have done repeated times in the last 2 decades, which is risk your precious. Risk your election certificate. Stop starting off every Congress saying, well, if we do this, we risk our majority makers. What good is it to be in Congress if you don't do something with your election certificate and then go sell it to the people you represent as being the right thing to do?